Okay. Okay. I see. Apparently, a lot of you did not really enjoy my reaction to the Battle Royale mode, which I find so strange because my initial reaction was, more or less the same as most, hating the idea because, Battle Royale is a very overdone genre already, and for someone like Bethesda to take that on as well. Like, I was like, I know that they're working on updates. So I'm like, that's fine. It could fix the game. It could make it better because I always despised Fallout 76. But I didn't realize that the Battle Royale would have a lot of fans because most people hate that idea. And a lot of the videos that I've seen people do of reactions, they're crapping on it. And people are like, yeah, that's gonna be horrible. But it seems like the minority of people happen to stop by my video because right now the likes and dislikes look like a lightsaber. It's crazy, and it doesn't feel good because I honestly had fun making that video. So I thought, look, they're releasing a trial period from June 10th today, well, June 11th for me, till June the 17th, in which Fallout 76 will be free for that period up until the end, where you have the option to buy it or, of course, not buy it. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to do the Trying to Enjoy Fallout 76 in 7 days test, or video, or whatever, where basically I'm going to give a summary of each day of me playing. I will play and record my own gameplay for like about, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours each day, and then just at the very end I can give my definite response whether or not the game is worth picking up or if it's still got bugs. And I'm going to have a checklist made of things that I'm going to be looking out for. And basically, the way that I can say I want this game to be good is if it's playable like Fallout 4. I enjoyed Fallout 4, and in the state that it's in now is okay. And I love the Fallout game series, so I'm really hoping that Fallout 76 is good. So without any more of me talking about, let's jump into this, shall we? With day 1. Alright, so day 1 is done. How did it go? Well, for the first day it's most likely going to be the point where a lot of the points are going to be made, because the rest of the days are going to mostly just be little updates and such, so this is going to be the biggest part. Now, when I was starting recording, I had a list ready, which I was looking out for these type of things when I was recording, and that was graphical glitches, performance issues, empty world, meaning, it's very quiet and dense and there's really nothing going on, bad graphics, and dumb and glitchy AI. Now, throughout the entirety of my playthrough, which is about 2 hours or so, I only one of those I didn't experience, and that was the bad graphics, because honestly, I don't think the graphics are that bad. They do have a bit of a outdated sort of quality to them, but that was the same case with Fallout 4, and I enjoyed Fallout 4, and the graphics here are a little bit better. But you can definitely tell it's an asset rip from Fallout 4 just to make an online game. So, take that as you will. So 4 of those points have been checked, and that is the graphical glitches, the empty world, performance issues, and dumb and glitchy AI. I'm not going to get into that just yet, because I want to talk about the things that I loved first, because I don't want people to just jump on my back and be like, you're not giving enough of a chance. I've still got 6 days left, guys, so just, you guys will see that. So the first things I love is I love being able to interact with things, and the first thing I did was sat down and played a banjo, and I thought that was really fun. I noticed there was a guitar in my room, but I didn't touch it. I just played the banjo when I left the vault, so that was fun. And there's a lot more things and instruments that you can interact with throughout the wasteland. I like the fact that resting in beds still has an effect, which, you know, it heals you. Now, obviously, you can't just pass time in this sense, but you do get healed, and it's just at a slower pace, so you just lay in bed, and then when you're healed, you can just get up. Because obviously, you can't pass time on an always online game. I love the rewards that you get for quest completions, because in, you know, the other Fallout games, it's obviously experience points, yada yada yada. You may get some bottle caps and stuff, but here you not only get that, you also get different ability cards, and not to mention you'll also get ammo. You get ammo, and you get little items, you get food, you get all these things for completing quests, and I love that because sometimes you're kind of stretched thin when you're looking in the wasteland for food or drink or ammo, and you just really need it, and if you complete a quest, you're gonna get something, so that's always good. And then I gotta mention the fact that it's got a very eerie vibe. Now, most of the Fallout games have an eerie vibe as it is, but I just feel like it's notable because of the fact that it feels even more empty than the other ones, because there's no NPCs running around at the moment. At the moment, there's no NPCs running around. And in that, it was also nice to see other players roaming around. Of course, a few of them decided to try and shoot me, but that's alright, you know, they didn't kill me, so that's fine. But it is nice to just see people doing their own things whilst you're doing your own thing. Oh, and here's Wonderwall. Now, for the issues, I noticed a few things. Now, I'm going to start off here with a few that I didn't put down time codes for because I didn't think of it at the time. The first one is long loading times. Now, I noticed throughout doing certain things, whenever it would have to load, it did take a little bit longer. Now, there are plenty of games out there that I love that have long loading times, but it doesn't change the fact that they're long, and they shouldn't be that long, and it's just frustrating. Because you're sitting there, you know, if I've got time to put down my controller and do something else for a minute, that's not good. It's spending way too much time doing nothing when you should just be going straight to the action. And in the opening cutscene, I also noticed a bit of laggy voice acting.
July 4th, 2076.
It just wasn't syncing up right. Don't know if that's just a specific thing to me or if other people have seen it. It's just something that kind of irks me a bit. Being a voice actor myself and working on dubbing projects, it's like I need that to happen. I need it to be right, or otherwise it frustrates me. And also, in the beginning, there was a bit of a lagginess to the inputs. Like, I'd open a door, and it wouldn't open for like another 3 seconds, and I'd spam it and go which is a bit weird. But now we're going to jump into the time codes. Now, the first thing that really got me a bit bothered was the fact that there's no impact or footstep sound when walking or jumping. It's just silence. It's like you're floating up and floating down, floating up and floating down. And there is plenty of examples of that. And I'm going to, you know, play in the background clips of me doing it. And at points I will cut my voice out so that way you can hear it. It just irked me. And again with this, for some reason there is no reloading sound effects with certain guns. And that also bothers me quite a bit. Like, why is there no sound effects? Is that a particular thing to me? Was this not fixed during the patch? Did the patch, you know, ruin it? I don't know. I don't know. And I also had a little moment where a ghoul was on low health, like 1 hit left, and I kept shooting him. It was showing that I was shooting him, and he just wouldn't die. That was frustrating too. I was like, okay, I hope this isn't, it doesn't continue. Luckily, that did not continue throughout the entirety of my playtime, so that was good. Most people would die when I shoot them, because that's what happens. And here I noticed a little graphical glitch. This was happening throughout. So that's something that they should really fix, which I know that was something that they had from the beginning. So, you know, I don't know if this new update's out yet, this new patch, but if it is, gosh dang it, Bethesda, fix it, please. Because it's just not, you didn't fix it. You just added things. That's all you can do. And then here I was in a little safe haven, and I saw a bed, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rest, you know, get my health up. I lay in the bed, and then boop, I just, I got nothing here. I don't know what happened. I teleported. I'm like, what? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? I still don't get that. It didn't happen again, but the fact that it happened at all is a bother. It shouldn't have happened. And here I was doing a little side objective where I had to go like to a fraternity house, and I just playing it, I noticed inside how silent it was, because there's no footsteps, there was no ambient noise, it was just quiet until, of course, I had to, you know, face off with these little rad roaches. But just listen to this, just listen. Yeah, I didn't mute the clip. This is how it sounds. It's just quiet, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know why there's so many audio glitches, but Bethesda, please fix this. And then the final cherry is I thought I would get some rest again, heal myself up, and server not responding. And when the server's not responding, it locks your controls, so you can't move. And then this happened. Yes, I am decapitated here, and the server crashed. And that was the point where I gave up for the night, and that's why day 1 is finished, because the server crashed on me, and that's just more proof. I really hope that day 2 through 7 really prove a point and make me feel like I should be playing this game and give me a reason to purchase it. But as it sits on day 1, I'm not feeling very hopeful. So here we go. Let's get on with day 2. Alright, day 2 is done, and surprisingly enough, it was a complete flip to what I dealt with yesterday. And I'm not gonna, you know, re-mention anything that happened yesterday, unless, of course, I noticed them being fixed, or them not happening. So with this one, I got a lot more things that I liked than I didn't like, which I find so surprising because I was such an advocate for this game being horrible. But I just find it strange, the fact that after one day, the game is just so much better. I don't know if maybe the patch wasn't completely up yet at the time of, you know, me recording yesterday, or what. But we're just going to jump into this, and we're going to start with the issues that I noticed, because, you know, there's a lot more things that I enjoyed this time around than I did yesterday. So we're going to start off with the issues. Now, the first one, it's a nitpick. It's a nitpick. That's the thing. There's a lot of nitpicks here. That there's pop-in on this rock here, which is just delayed. It's just so delayed. It won't render in quickly, and it looked a bit off, and it happened throughout the game in different areas, but again, it's a bit of a nitpick because it doesn't bother me too much. Second part is microtransactions. Now, I'm pretty sure you can get the microtransactions without having to spend real money, because you need to, the main thing that I needed it for was repair kits, because I wanted to repair some things, but repair kits cost money. And that was that kind of bothered me a little bit. I'm like, come on, man, you know, make it so you could like craft a repair kit or repair things with things that you've like earned. You know, don't just make it from microtransactions. And then here we had quite a bit of a frame rate drop. I guess it was just because there was so much on screen at once and I just couldn't render it all, but, you know, that's another minor nitpick. Like, for me, frame rate drops don't bother me as much because I've been playing, you know, I've played so many games that have had frame rate drops, but I'm like, it's good. I'm still enjoying the game. It's just when it's completely unplayable, which at this case it was not. And then finally, the last issue that I noticed that bothered me was the objective marker here, which this is where I sort of stopped playing. I sort of gave up for the day because there's this one mission that I had to do, and I just couldn't figure out where the hell I had to go. The marker wouldn't show me where I had to go. It wouldn't, you know, it said that it had to go through a door, but anytime I went outside, it told me to go back inside, and it was just frustrating. I didn't know exactly what to do. So I'm just sliding in here after editing and playing a bit more of the game before I went to bed. It turns out that the waypoint thing was it was a glitch, because I'm going through now and it kicked me out of the mission, and I had to restart it, go through the building again, and now it's letting me do it. So, Bethesda, I thought day 2 was going well, but there was actually a pretty big bug there, so, damn. But that's all for the issues that I had. Let's get on with the things that I liked. This first one is very, it's kind of small, but just the fact that when I went to get in this bed here, I just knocked the dude's foot a little bit. That was, that was good. It's just little, attentions to details, which I hadn't noticed yet. The next one is the random interactions throughout the wasteland. Here I have one of these servant robots, or butler robots, obviously being a different character, coming up and telling me that I won something, and I just got something. I got a necklace, I'm pretty sure, and that's really cool. That's really cool. I enjoyed that. And something that I noticed is it took a while to click because I was just like numb to it, but the footsteps and the jumping sounds are back. They're working again. And same with the reloading sounds and the cocking sounds. All of that is back. And I don't know what happened. I'm assuming that the patch wasn't done yet, as I said earlier, and it's finally up. Because that was crazy. And amongst that, even the world itself is starting to feel more alive. I don't know why, but I don't know, just running through for the past 3 hours, I had a better time than I did, the day beforehand. I had a little run-in with a Scorchcast. I heard the little sirens going off. I'm like, oh my god, a nuke, I want to see a nuke. And I saw this big flying dragon bird thing, and I'm like, oh, that's horrifying. I don't have to fight that. Luckily, I didn't actually have to fight it because I was like a level 50, and I'm like level 7 at the time. But yeah, that was something that was really cool to see, and that I could get easily destroyed at any point. And then here I was meeting up with someone and getting into like a little bit of a co-op battle with some of these infected wastelanders. That was really cool. I enjoyed that. We gave each other like a little wave, a little thumbs up because we're like yeah. So that was really cute. I enjoyed that. I also experienced a nuke. I did experience a nuke. This is the same area that I've been stuck on with the waypoint. I had been there for ages, but I was in there exploring around looking for stuff, and then I heard that a nuke was coming. I was like, oh, be careful, and I'm like, I'm gonna go outside and look, because I was out of the radius, and I went and had a look, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. The nuke doesn't look fantastic, but it's still cool that you can just set off random nukes. And the final thing that I enjoyed is that, well, I enjoyed my time playing it today. I really had a good time playing through, doing missions, doing things, and like I kept playing after I stopped recording. I only recorded about an hour. I was like, okay, I'll play for another hour, and that'll give me, enough to talk about. But I just kept going, and then anytime I saw something that was notable, I just hit record and then, turn it off again. And I had a really good time today. So I hope this is a continual streak. I'm going to be checking out the other modes, which are survival and the nuclear winter. I'll be checking those out over the next couple of days, but not sure if we're going to do it tomorrow. But let's get started with day 3. Alright, so day 3 is done, and today was quite interesting. It was a quick day, but quite rough, to be completely honest. So, because of that, I'm going to start off with the things I liked today, because there wasn't much. It seemed like another bit of a flip. But the things I didn't like were more so nitpicks than anything, but we'll get to that one if the time comes. So the things I liked is that at this point here, I was just wandering through as I was doing a mission, and there was this creepy looking Mothman. That freaked me out because I'm like, wait, whoa, the big, what, a big red eyes. I'm like, this is freaky. Is this like some cryptid stuff? Did they hide cryptids in? And then I moved forward and it flew up, and I'm like, you can actually see me running going, nope, because that was freaking terrifying. And then at this point here, I was running around and I got scared again by one of those Scorch Beasts. I thought it was the Mothman because I could hear the wings flapping, but it was just a Scorch Beast. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, Scorch Beast. And throughout my playthrough today, it was shorter because I had things to do. I really, I had a good time, and it was just stuck on one mission, but I still had a good time nonetheless. And now the things I didn't like. Here I noticed a glitch with not only the corn, but the razor grain, where I just couldn't harvest it. I was just going over and over again, trying to harvest it, and it just, like, it wouldn't let me do it. But I figured out what it was. It was because I already harvested that corn and razor grain, left the area, and then came back, and it wouldn't harvest. I'm like, okay, well, that's a bit crap. You would think it would just respawn, because you kind of need these things, especially for this mission, because I had to collect these. And then another point here, there was just a weird barrier where you should be able to walk under this, but it was, again, a minor thing. But in most games where there's something like this, you could easily walk under that. And then, at the very end of doing all of this, I came back and I noticed that the stuff I collected had spoiled, so I needed to find more, and there was no corn to be found. No corn at all. I was going over and over again. It was the one spot where I was asking me to do it, and I'm like, it should just respawn. That's something that should happen, is that the materials should respawn. And it's been, over an hour at this point since I started it. I'm like, it should have came back. So then I thought, alright, I'm going to leave the area and come back, and hopefully it works. But then the harvesting issue happens again, and it wouldn't let me collect it. And that point just bothered me so much that I just decided to turn off the game because I was so frustrated. But yeah, so that's basically it for day 3. Nothing too different, but again, throughout the entirety of this, I did have a good time. I still enjoyed it. It's just I got really frustrated when I couldn't do something that you should be able to do. So hopefully day 4 doesn't have this issue continuing, because I still haven't finished this mission. So I'll see you guys on day 4. Alright, day 4. Day 4 was it was a very, nothing too noteworthy sort of day. There wasn't anything pointed out that I haven't pointed out before in the good or the bad. So we're just going to start off with the things I didn't like, and that was the fact that the corn still has that respawning glitch, and it hadn't respawned, and I was like, come on, please, just fix this. Make it so it respawns every hour. Like, that's just something that should happen. I literally had to travel out of my way to go pick up corn from up near this airport here, just so I could get the corn and finish the mission. So that was a bit of a pain, that I had to go out of my way when there's literally an objective pointing you to where you have to go, and it just doesn't respawn. I'm pretty sure the razor grain respawned, but not the corn. And then here we had like a little small texture glitch. It's, something that it was just something that caught my eye, and I'm like, alright, gonna write it down. But again, it's not affecting my, my view on the game as it already stands. And the same goes for this bit of pop-in here, which the only thing I can really say about bad pop-in is, why is it happening? This game is not that big. It's not that big. It's, compared to games like The Witcher 3 and such, those maps are huge, and the pop-in is less. Now, you could say because it's an online game, it's a bit, it has to be like that, but I mean, look at Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. That pop-in is not that bad, and that game came out, what is it now, like 6-7 years ago? So, oh well. And then there was a bit of bad pop-in here as well, just to put down. But again, doesn't change my views as it stands right now, which you will find out what my views are on the last day. Alright, and the things I did like, there wasn't really anything too notable, but I did go see the Mothman Museum, and I thought that was pretty cool. So, that's it for day 4. We're going to jump in to day 5, where we try out survival. Alright guys, day 5, survival day, is here. Or so I thought. So, in my head, thought it was going to be like Rust, where you got to start from the beginning, and you got no weapons, no clothes, no nothing. You got to sort of build your way up and collect things. And then I realized that's just what Fallout is, more or less. And that's exactly what survival mode is, but just harder. Which is more so what Rust is. So I was right in my head, but I didn't realize that I would have to... I thought it was going to be like a separate sort of story where you do other things, not what you're doing in the main line of quests. So I jumped in there and I jumped straight back out because I knew that I would get shot a million times, I would lose my stuff, and I'd get so frustrated I wouldn't have a good time. Because to be fair, Rust is not my type of game. So I just jumped back into the regular game mode. So unfortunately, my review of survival may be a bit lackluster, but basically it's the regular Fallout 76, but harder. It's the easiest way I can put it. Now, jumping onto the things I didn't like just throughout this day, there's nothing I can put there. It's just basically, you know, I didn't see anything that really stuck out to me, nothing that I haven't already pointed out, like little graphical issues and stuff. But out of most of it, I just had a fine time. And the things I did like, I sort of had to, you know, nitpick to find things that I did like that I haven't already put down. So at this point here, I literally got roasted by a robot.
Vault Dweller 2054 called. They want their dumb blue jumpsuit back.
I thought that was funny, you know, making fun of the Vault jumpsuit. Just thought that was kind of funny. And then running across here, which just this place is in terror. And then I just saw these creepy mannequins just standing here, and that just sort of stuck in my mind, like, hey, this is something I want to put down. And then I had this bloke here who just popped out of nowhere. I thought I was in a safe haven. I thought I'll save you, and it just popped out like,
"Here's Johnny,"
and freaked me out. So I just had to put that down there because I just thought, hey, you know what, that was fun. That was just something funny. But yeah, that's basically it for day 5. So day 6 is going to be the day that we check out the Nuclear Winter game mode, the Battle Royale. We're going to see if it's as bad as I think it is, but in my mind, I'm really hoping it's not. Anyway, guys, I will see you in day 6, the day of Nuclear Winter. Alright guys, day 6 is at an end, and I played Nuclear Winter mode. And I'm not going to say anything until the end, but we're just going to start off with the things that I didn't like first. The first thing that I want to mention is the way that you drop in is kind of weird. You know, most games you would, you know, jump in from the sky whether you're jumping off a battle bus, a plane, or a spaceship. Any of those types of Battle Royale games, they have you dropping in from somewhere. But in the case of this, you basically just put down a marker and it just spawns you there. Which it works, but I mean, like, the whole thing of, like, where we dropping, boys, it's gone. It's more so like, where we putting our thumbtack on the page, boys? You know, it just doesn't have that excitement, which, I mean, you could have done something with those, like, you know, there's a lot of things in the Fallout universe that fly, so could have used something like that, but it's a nitpick, if anything. The next thing is that the controls don't work as well for PvP-based gameplay, because, you know, most of the games, all the games, bar this, have all been, you know, the single-player experiences, and then you get in this one, and PvP isn't, like, a huge thing, but people are excited for it, but I can say that the controls are a bit too clunky for PvP, so running around trying to shoot people, it's different when you're on the main game and you can afford to miss hits, whereas here you have to land them, and sometimes it can be a bit clunky and be a bit of an issue. And finally, the Bethesda traversal could be a bit of an issue. Now, if you don't know what I mean by Bethesda traversal, if you've ever played a Bethesda game, Skyrim, you know, Fallout, any of the sort of those types of games, you can sort of, if you're up on a cliff and you're looking down, you're like, damn, I gotta get down there. But I don't want to go all the way down the trail and then come back around and go do this. You can just sort of slide down it or just jump side to side to try and get down the cliff. No matter how high it is, you'll most likely live. You can do that on this, on a PvP mode. Now we're going to get on to the things that I liked. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is it's all about the whole lobby system. Pre-game lobby is beautiful. I enjoyed it. I love being able to interact with things inside the vault. There's a few things that you can go to. You know, there's a gym area. There's a sort of like a stage play where you can play instruments and stuff. But I gotta say, the lobby is nice, and it also shows you some cardboard cutouts of things to look out for in game, such as the different tiers of loot that you can collect from the cases. Also, the fact that certain enemies have certain prizes if you kill them. They usually leave nuclear codes, which if you collect the nuclear codes and you get a nuclear case, you can actually set off a nuke, which I didn't experience and I didn't get to do. I got pretty close, but I imagine it would be really cool to do. So you do get rewarded for things in adventure mode. Now, it's not that you get ammo or guns or specific things, but you do earn caps, and you also earn some experience points for your character, which is good because you can level up. And when you jump in, like let's say that you're stuck on a hard mission and you need to level up and you don't want to grind, you can just go to Nuclear Winter and just level up there. So that's really helpful. The power suits are a great addition. They are very helpful, but to me, I was just more so a big fat target running around, and because I suck at Battle Royale games, I just got demolished. And speaking of which, here's a point here where I just picked up power armor, and I saw someone who I actually thought was my teammate, but my brain just glitched out and they shot me, and we killed each other. We actually killed each other. I'm like, it's rare to see that happen in games, but we actually killed each other, and then my body glitched out, just like this. That's not a glitch I'm going to be like, because that's funny. That was funny. And one of the final things I want to bring up is that teamwork is an absolute must. If you're going to be playing this game, don't roam off on your own. Make sure you stay in the cluster of your group, because you're going to die otherwise. Each time I ran off, got killed. Anytime I stayed with them, usually we lasted for quite a bit of time, because you have that cohesion and ability to work with people. So I really recommend getting some friends to play this game as well, playing the Nuclear Winter game mode, because like any, Battle Royale game, it's better to do it with friends, because you can help each other out. And what can I say, but it's Fallout Battle Royale. It's a Fallout Battle Royale. And I'm going to have to eat my words and apologize for what I said in my reveal video. It's not bad. It's actually really fun. And I don't hate Battle Royale games, I just hate how oversaturated the market is for Battle Royale games, and that it seems like everyone's jumping on the bandwagon, but this is actually a really well-constructed Battle Royale game mode. And you can tell that there was some passion put in through Bethesda, because it's got the Fallout charm to it. And I'm actually really happy with how my experience went today. For the Nuclear Winter game mode, and I really do recommend playing it. I'm going to continue playing it. So that concludes day 6. We're going to get on with day 7. Day 7 is done, and look, I'm going to make this quick because I don't want to be rambling on about how day 7 was like day 1. Just imagine if the Titanic 2 crashed in the exact same way that the Titanic 1 crashed, because this was an atrocious day. So we're going to just jump through this. Here I experienced a small texture glitch, that's a small thing. The server crashed, and I lost everything I had picked up in the top of the world area from that point on. And then coming back to recollect everything that I lost, all the enemies were at a ridiculously high level, which I didn't understand. And in fact, a lot of the enemies in the Wasteland seem to be a much higher level. And also, not to mention here, the sound glitch is back. The sound glitch where I was jumping up and down and reloading, it was back. And I'm like, what is going on? So I restarted the game hoping it would fix the issue, and it did. And then at the very end, the game crashed again during a mission, which caused the entire mission to reset. And not to mention, not only was the mission reset, the mission is broken and I can't access it. You go there, you hit the button, and it doesn't pop up saying that you have to go and collect things for her. It literally is just stuck now. So, that was my day with day 7. I really wish day 7 didn't have to end like that, but it did. And we're at the very end here. I don't know what to say. Every other day was good apart from day 1 and day 7. And despite all the issues that I experienced, I can say I still had a good time. The Nuclear Winter mode was actually good, so I apologize for my wrongness on that. But I still stand by the fact that this game has some fixes that it needs. It desperately needs. And I'm glad that they're coming. Glad that the big patches that they announced are coming, because I can officially say that I am going to be a continuous player of this game. I picked up a copy, and luckily nowadays it's only $9. Because honestly, if I picked this up ahead of time, if those issues were happening, I wouldn't have picked it up. I'm just saying, I had to go for it because I did enjoy the time, and hopefully I will, be able to play it with some friends too and have a better time. But that's it for the video. I hope you guys did stick by to the very end here, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button to subscribe to the Gamers of the Roundtable, and please leave a like, not a dislike. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.